I had fun though. Yeah, Naheem Hines is on here, but like when you start
Mm-hmm.
sorting by targets, it gets weird. It gets
No, I
weird
bet.
fast.
Yeah.
But fucking James White, man, like this is
Matt
fun.
Asiata.
Oh
Asiata.
man.
Yeah. Isaiah
This
Crowell.
Oh well, fuck, dude. That guy
Yeah.
was supposed to be somebody.
Yeah.
He was Eno Benjamin before Eno Benjamin. No, they're all Eno Benjamins. The worst ones are like the guys that never even posted a stat, like Larry Roundtree, baby.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Got all those cards. I want to be buried with my Larry Roundtree cards.
I took a lease out on your heart. I took a lease out on your heart. Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun?
Welcome back, everybody. We are Rough Draft Research. You are the audience, and together we are on a quest for Dynasty Domination. How's it going over there, Daniel?
Oh, next question. No, it's going good, man. I'm setting up a couple of guillotine leagues, man. I know I keep talking
Mm,
about this, but look for
mm-hmm.
an invite. Thanks to
Down.
Paul. He shared his mythos and I'm duplicating his setup all around the
Okay.
world.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you, it's edge of the seats kind of stuff. So I'm doing good, getting real close to getting a couple redraft drafts in and Ooh, just ramping up for the football season, dude. We got a
Yeah.
game next week.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is that time of year. It came up fast. We always talk about all season or all off season, like, I miss football, and then it's here. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited. That guillotine league sounds like a lot of fun.
You doing well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Had a fun weekend with you boys over there in Lawrence. Got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little too drunk.
Appropriately too drunk.
Made a little bit of an ass of myself, the usual. But
Appropriate amount of ass.
but other than that, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm getting excited. And for those watching on YouTube, I'm sure you'll both notice that we are rocking the running back jerseys today. Mr. Daniel in his Alvin Kamara jersey and myself in the Nick Chubb jersey. Probably the last time ever gonna rock this now that he's not in Cleveland. Um, because we're taking a break from the division previews and we're going to do our annual running back longevity slash whatever you want to call it episode. So I hope you're ready for a lot of numbers. Is a meaty boy today. So with that being said, we're just going to crack into it here. And so basically, we have been tracking the top 24 RBs over the last 13 seasons, 12 year to year, because I don't know who fell out in 2012, of the 2012 season. But I do have the top 24 in 2012. So all the way back to 2012 and really just pulling all that data together and trying to pull some interesting stats out of it and maybe some predicting stats and just some stuff to kind of dig our teeth into. So first, I just kind of wanted to go over the top 24 of last year and who fell out. So real quick, we had Jahmyr Gibbs RB1, Barkley 2, Bijan 3, Derrick Henry 4, Achan was 5, Josh Jacobs 6, Kyron Williams at the 7 spot, James Cook at 8, Alvin Kamara continuing success at 9, Chase
Meow, meow.
Brown at 10. Pretty
Good
crazy.
Lord.
James Conner, another guy that just won't stop at 11. JT at 12. Bucky Irving, 13. Chuba Hubbard, 14. Aaron Jones, 15. Brees Hall, 16. Joe Mixon at 17. David Montgomery, 18. DeAndre Swift at 19. Najee at 20, still kicking around.
Wow.
Tony,
Okay.
yeah, right. Tony Pollard at 21. Rashad White still kicking around with Bucky Irving at 22. Rico Dowdle at 23 and J.K. Dobbins at 24. The average age of all those guys was 25.6, so almost 26. It's a year where the average age of the guys in the top 24 is pretty close to the guys that fell out because the guys that fell out included CMC, Travis Etienne, Raheem Mostert, Pacheco, Jerome Ford, Kenneth Walker, Brian Robinson, and Jalen Warren. And their average age was 26.2. So that is just a little brief overview of like the top 24 of last season and kind of leads into like that's the structure of the entire setup. So these are kind of the numbers I'll be referencing. And this is obviously in PPR league. That's what we talk about around these parts. So yeah, it's been really interesting. Over the last since 2013, the average age of running backs that have fallen out of the top 24 each year is 27, rounded up. It's 26.9 technically, but right at that deadly 27 mark that we always talk about. And the average age of RBs in the top 24, and this is including from 2013 to 2024, taking those average ages, is 25.4. So it's actually not as low as you would have thought. I feel like you would think it was in the 24 range or whatever. So there's really a 2 year window where these guys really go off from 25 to 27. Uh, and that's the sweet spot that you want to hit. And so that's kind of what we're looking at is more like a lot. Well, at first, at least, we're going to be talking about age a lot. But I did want to just kind of shout out some guys and kind of go over some numbers real quick. So there's been 131 different names since 2012 that I've been doing this. And only three guys have made it seven or more times. Well, seven times is the best. So that's only 2% of the running backs that we've tracked. And that's Alvin Kamara, your boy, Ezekiel Elliott, and Derrick Henry, the king. Obviously, Kamara and Henry have a chance to make it eight. I don't really think Elliott does, unfortunately, but that's pretty crazy that it's not Adrian Peterson. Now, obviously, if you go back before 2012, who knows? But at least since 2012, that's where we're at. So including those three guys and then six more, nine have made it six or more times. So that's 7% of the guys I've tracked. So again, not really getting huge numbers of top 24 appearances from these guys, but I want to shout out those six guys as well. You got LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, and Melvin Gordon, all guys that are retired, and then three guys that still have a chance to make it to seven. You got Aaron Jones, perennially underrated. Same boat for Joe Mixon, and then David Montgomery, super surprising, just consistently kicking around the top 24 there. So consistency is key sometimes, you know. If you include those guys, 20 have made it five or more times. So that's 15% of the guys that we tracked have made it five or more. Five made it only five times. So only 4% actually topped out at five. And so some running backs that are at five that have a chance to break that are DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, CMC, and James Conner. So again, like all these names are solid names. You know, Swift might be a bit of a surprise, but all the other guys you would be your usual suspects. And of those guys, I don't know, Chubb probably not gonna make it, but all the other guys have a chance to get to that sixth spot, you think?
Oh yeah, I think so, man. It's kind of I don't know. We got some young guys that are heating up that make it look like this is just going to be adding to the six number anyway. They got to jump from like three to six real quick, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to get a crowded little group in there.
Yeah.
I I can't believe Swift is just doing it every year.
Right? Like
It's
never great average
no,
necessarily, but like he's around.
yeah, him and Demon have like the same vibe going where it's like, hey, don't count us out. Like, don't count on us, but
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 don't
we'll
cut
be
us out.
there.
Yeah.
Right. We'll be in the like the fifth row. No biggie. But it
All
is
right.
interesting. I think there's a lot of potential. I like some things I'm seeing here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So if you include those guys, 28 have made it four or more times, so 21% make it to four, at least four. Only six guys have only made it or capped out at four times, so that was around 5%. And there's only two guys that are sitting at four with a chance. Technically, Dalvin Cook is still in the league, probably not going to make it. And you know, Najee is at four. I don't know that I would put my money in that basket, so he might cop out at 4 as well. Then you get a bigger jump. 44 have made it 3 or more times, so 34% of the guys make it to 3 or more. Still not a crazy high number. 11 have made it only 3 times, and that's 8%. Running backs with 3 and a chance. You got Austin Eckler. I'd say probably not. Kareem Hunt. Probably not. Miles Sanders. Probably not. Tony Pollard. We can get into that a little bit later because he comes up on different parts of today's episode. And then Jonathan Taylor, I would say, has a pretty good chance to make it to 4, which means 75 of the 131 have made it to 2 or more at least. So 57% of the guys make it to at least 2. 19 have only made it twice. So 15% of the guys cap out at 2. And then RBs with 2 and a chance. This is going to be kind of what you're talking about, all these young guys that are probably going to be fucking these numbers up in a few years. Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achan, Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker III, James Cook, Travis Etienne, Rashad White, probably not. James Robinson, probably not. Devin Singletary, probably not. And Antonio Gibson, probably not. So we're probably going to have 4 drop off and kind of cap out at 2. Which leads us to the biggest chunk, really. 56 guys have made it only once of the 131, which is pretty crazy. So that's 43% of the guys that I've tracked have only made it one time, which, that's,
That's nuts.
yeah, I bring that up just because like we're always looking for these guys and you want a running back and he'll hit the top 24 and you automatically expect like, oh, he'll be back, or I definitely don't want to trade this guy. And it seems like almost 50% of the time you should sell that guy high. Um, 18 of those 56 are still technically active, so they could make it again. And I want to run through those with you and just see how we feel and see if those guys are going to. But that means if we were to take those 18 out, it means 38 guys, which is 29%, only made it to the top 24 one time. Which again, that's a pretty high number, 29%. Not the highest necessarily, but it's still, there's a decent chance that your guy that pops one year isn't going to keep doing it. So here's some guys I'll throw out that I don't have that have one that I don't think will make it again, and stop me if you want to argue somebody. Cordero Patterson, Raheem Mostert,
Mm.
Jamal Williams, Miles Gaskins is still technically not retired, which blew my mind. Naeem Hines, we just saw come back. AJ Dillon and CEH. All guys I think have pretty much no chance to make it.
Yes, right. I mean, I am treating AJ Dillon as a roster-worthy handcuff this year
Okay, interesting.
because that's pretty sad there behind Saquon and
That's
the
fair. Yeah.
Eagles. So, all right, okay, I'm listening.
So if I'm right about those guys, he would drive the number of guys on the list that only made it to one year all the way up to 34%. Um, which is again pretty crazy. But here's some RBs that at least have a chance that we should maybe talk about that have only had one season, and let's see if we can think they can make it again. Starting out, Rico Dowdle.
Eh,
I'm gonna go with no on Dowdle, so that's another one thrown into that pile.
yeah, he skirted in at 23 last year.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's gonna have one of those awesome late time careers or whatever. Ramondre Stevenson though, interesting name. Like, does he sneak in again, or is it Travion Henderson time already?
I wouldn't say he's out, but I don't know if he can do it on that roster. It might be a trade situation. I don't know. I don't feel him as like a Rashad White type.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
it with a rookie on the squad as well.
yeah. I would be very
As much as it,
surprised.
kills me
Yeah,
to say it, but
yeah. If anything, they might kind of cancel each other out and neither of them make it because they're splitting too much time or whatever. But I
for
think
sure.
it's either that or Henderson just takes over. Brian Robinson from Washington.
Yeah, can't believe this guy's 26 already, huh?
Yeah, right?
It's freaking me out. He's got shot once. I mean, I think that Austin Eckler has a larger role this year than he did
Interesting.
last
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm betting against Brian Robinson for a couple different reasons.
Gotcha. Okay. I could see that. I could see him squeaking in, but no higher than 20.
All right.
Chuba Hubbard made it for his first time last year, 14, RB 14. I would have been worried about him, but then Jonathan Brooks went down. So like I think he'll make it at least one more time.
Jonathan Brooks never got up, man. You got to get
Yeah,
up to go
that's fair.
down.
That's fair.
My goodness. Yeah, he's definitely feels like, get this man fitted for his robe. I'm for it.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, fuck, dude. Are you kidding me with this Pacheco thing? I do think I do think he has a chance. I'm not thinking it's gonna happen, but I do think he could have a chance for sure.
Okay, a chance. I think that's fair. I do think KC brought in a ton of running backs.
Hmm.
Nobody, no superstars or no stars even, but they just might be a muddier room. But I could see him having a chance. J.K. Dobbins.
Uh, Dude, he wasn't supposed to be there. 24, 1 year. He's got the RJ Harvey of it
Mm,
all. Audric Estime, dude, don't be sleeping on my man.
all right, I could see Dobbins. I don't know. I'm feeling something
No,
about Dobbins. I don't know, but we'll see. I,
had a
I'm
hell
with.
of a
I
year
hear you.
last year.
That's fair. Jalen Warren again. Caleb Johnson step in and just take it over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I'm not putting Warren in here either, man. I'm a hater today, apparently.
Okay. So I mean that's what we've said. Chuba is like the only guy we're pretty sure of so far. So like that's gonna drive that percentage way up if all these guys don't make it.
I'm looking
Chase
at two
Brown.
other guys. Yeah, okay, all right. We're getting real. Yeah, Chase Brown. Okay, I'm listening.
I think Chase Brown probably makes
Give
it.
it to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
since
still
he
under
didn't.
yeah, didn't inherit too much, just Taj Brooks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. So
which, I mean, who's counting that?
here's an interesting one.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Javonte Williams.
Yeah, so yeah, I thought this was going to be an awkward moment. I think the guy can do it, man. I think Dak gets in there pretty early in the season and is playing old Dak ways, Pickens, lifting the lid, solidify the offensive line. Just mop it up, man. I mean, Zeke wasn't doing extreme efficiency, looking beautiful the whole time he was doing it.
Hmm.
Um, I do think that Dallas has a way of utilizing players above their talent class, Tony Pollard much, but Rico Dwaldo, like I don't know, man. Those guys really popped after leaving, but I think that they made a name for themselves. I think he can be serviceable. I think he can sneak in.
Okay. I could see that. I think he could sneak in again, probably not more than like 20 or so, but Jerome Ford is an interesting one. How scared are we about Judkins?
Quite frightened, quite
I mean, I
frightened.
guess let me rephrase about Judkins' legal issues.
No, yes, I understand. I'm
Oh,
scared.
okay.
I do think that it was hate to say it like this, but it helped Ford out in quite a few ways. I know people are automatically going straight to Samson and he had, stellar red zone usage at Tennessee. I think that he's got a role in this offense, but at this time, I think that going with Ford, who has been pretty solid on the average these past couple of years, I think Ford has a chance, man. It just
Okay.
depends on what happens. I don't like. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
on how these things go with the NFL. I mean, obviously. You think he's going to miss some time, but there's this whole situation with all these second rounders that haven't signed yet, and if
Hmm.
turmoil comes up in the interim, and delay your camp stuff, like I don't know, man, something like this, suspension aside, is a huge setback for Judkins, and I mean Ford's going to be leading that backfield all training camp, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely, you would think he would at least start, especially if anything does happen to Judkins. If nothing does, I would find it hard to believe that Ford would make it back into the top 24 though. Even if he's still splitting time with those guys, I just think A, not super in on the Browns offense and scoring
Sure.
a lot of points. And then also just uh the the amount that they're gonna be sharing. It just lends to not maybe not one of them popping as hard. And then the last guy, Bucky Irving, seems likely to make it
You think
again.
so? It'd be a
Yeah.
bad idea to trade him.
I don't know. It would be a bad idea depending on what the trade is, but
I mean, it's something like 38% of these guys only get in the top 25 once in their whole career, if
yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
selling while they're
saying.
hot.
Maybe sell them while they're hot.
There's a lot to process in this situation.
That's fair. Oh man, some inside baseball going on. But yeah, so that those are the kind of an overview of the top 131 names. Just interesting to me again, like there's a large portion of these guys that only pop once. So I don't know if you like if you have a guy that hits it the one time and he's like on the back end, yeah, it may be time to sell him like as somebody's going into the playoffs, like if you're not or whatever. Because it seems like more often than not, they're barely getting past two a lot of the times, which is pretty crazy. So we talked about it at the top. The danger zone for running backs is indeed age 27, based on the last 13 years. So I wanted to dive into some of the danger zone guys that are either getting really close or at the age 27, and then talk about some guys that are above that zone and see how we feel. We kind of already covered Ramondre, Enrico Dowdle and Najee Harris, actually. So anything you want to say about those three guys? They are all three turning 27.
Man, they had their chances, didn't they?
Yeah, it does
Feels
seem
like,
like they're going to be the kind of poster child for this exercise of like, oh, these are the type of guys that like don't make it past 27, really.
hmm Yes,
Like,
I'm reminded of a constant joking theme that our good friend AJ Knutson has
mm.
from RDR, talking about Leonardo DiCaprio famously like dumping his girlfriends when they turn 26 or whatever.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm thinking of these guys, I'm like, hey, maybe they're all right, but like just to be safe, why don't we just
just
replace them?
move on to the next one.
Yeah, just like,
Yeah.
you know, probably not a bad move to get ahead of it.
You might miss a couple golden years here and there, but for the most part, it does seem like getting out ahead of it is the way to go. Um, so Josh Jacobs is the next guy on the list at 27. I think he should make it this year, but I do like he has a shit ton of work for his career. I mean, you're looking at a guy who's already at 1,857 carries throughout his whole career. So I could see him like, yeah, he pops this year. And then maybe like, does he make it through 28? Does he make it through 29? That's honestly a type of guy, unless he just absolutely crushes it. Like he was the RB6 last year. If he hits in the top 10 again, maybe hang on to him. But if you see him drop to like 15, maybe it's time to like, that's a guy who still has name value, just had an RB6 type year, and maybe you get out right after the RB15 year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's got a lot
You
to
think
to
he's got some
prove.
juice? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this guy I feel bad a little bit about.
Mm,
Not really, but he kind of got a couple rough, slow starts. I mean, he's been,
yeah.
successful consistently, but I think he's one of those guys that's just going to keep pushing it,
Just
man.
keep going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's crushing it. I'm in.
Oh,
I
he
know
looked
it's
awesome last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the workload's high, but I got faith in him.
Okay. Fair enough. Devin Singletary, he's gonna get replaced by Scatterboo and Tyron Tracy. I don't think there's much to say there. And we kind of already talked about Brian Robinson and Chuba Hubbard, who are both in entering their 26 year 26 season. Both of them, I don't know how much farther they may like still be poster childs for dropping off after 27. Because I could see Chuba having a good year this year and then a good year next year and then kind of fading out. Brian Robinson, I almost feel like is gonna fade out after this year.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think I've kind of expressed my feelings on Brian Robinson.
That's
It
fair.
it does seem to me like, yeah, see you, man.
Fair enough. All right, so those are the guys that are in the danger zone or just before the danger zone. So we'll talk about some guys that are right above it. So these are guys that are 28 or 29 years old. Starting with Tony Pollard. Any
Ouch.
chance it's Tajay time?
I think you would like that. I
I would
think we'd
love
all like that.
that.
28, man. Like, what are we doing here? This guy was born in 97. That's gross.
Yeah.
I think I think this is more of a 50-50 split for this year.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think he's got much more after this year personally, but that's just my random opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. His last three seasons are his all three of his RB24s, and you
Yeah.
can already see the trajectory. It's eighth,
Hey,
14th, 21st.
yep.
So it's like I could see if it is a 50-50 split with Tajay, him being 28 years old, maybe he squeaks in to 24. But I wouldn't be that surprised if he was like in the late 20s instead. David Montgomery, 28 years old, and Jahmyr Gibbs was just the RB1. Does David Montgomery's streak end? He is one of, if I am not mistaken, let me find him real quick. Yeah, he is one of the few guys left that have made it every year of his career.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only three of them, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if you include guys at 2 years and one
Yeah.
years, they're probably a little more, but three or more, he's one of the only ones, I think.
Yeah, you got Najee and then Swift.
Yeah, okay,
So
so
four
Najee
and
Swift
five
and
years.
Demont, yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's a Ben Johnson question,
Hmm.
is it gonna still hit like it used to? I think so. I think why not, man? He's been consistent, pretty underrated. He's got two RB24 years, so he's getting cute with it. He's really messing with our exercise
Yeah.
a little bit, but I think that he can be 22, 20, 21,
Okay.
20. I don't think he's done anything to lose workload, and that's a backfield that hasn't really seen much change at all. So
Yeah, and his touchdowns have carried him a long way, and I feel like he still probably gets some of that work. So I could see him squeaking in there for sure. I'm with you. Alvin Kamara, age 29.
you know how I feel about this. He's going to get in there till he's age 41.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, especially if there's some kind of mid-season trade to spark his career. I'm worried about the Saints just kind of ruining him. But I mean, he was so electric. He was the RB9 last year.
Mhm.
So yeah, I find it hard to bet against him there. Two guys in the same backfield, both 29 years old, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb. Joe Mixon already dealing with an injury. Apparently had to have surgery. People are saying that he's going to be okay, but who knows? And then Nick Chubb coming off massive surgery. How are we feeling about these two?
It's a good day to give a third for Woody Marks. Straight up. No, dude. I think Mixon, if he can get back to health, I think he's sustainable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a good, solid, reliable piece of this offense when everything else was a little shaky.
Hmm.
And if he's able to play, I mean, if he's able to go 100%, I don't think they pivot off of that. We know. I know that Nick Chubb is capable of quite a few things, especially if he's not the every down back. So there's definitely opportunity for him. I look at him to get like 5 touchdowns this year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's enough to throw Mixon out of the top 24. And I think Woody Marks is a bit of a project as far as like first year development.
Yeah.
So I think Mixon's got it. I think there's nothing to hold him back if he can be healthy and out there.
I think that is a huge question though, because the injury kind of derailed his season last year. He started out white hot and then kind of just puttered. towards the end of the year due to injury. So if that keeps nagging him, I could see them being like a old man duo. But yeah, if one of them is going to take it, unfortunately, as much as I would love to say Nick Chubb and hope it happens, uh, I would have to pick Mixon as well.
Mm.
Let's last guy at 29, Christian McCaffrey, a year
Oh,
removed from an RB1 season.
no. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, not into it.
I feel like I've been out on Christian McCaffrey for like 5 years, man,
Okay.
and that's cool. I've just been there, done that. I
Mm.
can't just hit and miss with these guys. Like if I'm wrong and he's the RB1 again, like good for you, you know? But damn, it just doesn't feel safe. I think, yeah, he's definitely got a top 24 season and I'm
Yeah.
several, possibly several. Um, if they can use him correctly, if they can figure it out. But it's hard for me to trust this team. It's like a freaking turnstile with the backup running backs in and
Yeah.
out, left and right. So it doesn't seem like they're doing anything to alleviate their need to rely on him heavily. And if he can't just rely on his efficiency and explosiveness, if he has to be the workhorse, he's going to put up some great numbers. But I don't think the longevity of it is very trustworthy if that's the case.
Yeah, he seems like a retire around 30 candidate to me just due to all of his
Oh yeah,
injuries.
what's
He
birth?
yeah, his birthday is June 7th, 1996. So
Very cool.
29, gonna turn 30 next year and during the off season. So maybe he is a guy. But he does seem like a robot as well, so I could see him like not wanting to stop playing because he doesn't know anything else. But what a run, regardless. Ninth, second, first, second, and first are his five different RB24 seasons. So just incredible statistics there. But I'm kind of with you. I'm mildly skeptical. I would still like I'd take him. Probably not where he's going in redraft still, just because of the name value. But I'm willing to see just because he is such a workhorse. But I'd be a little scared of the durability for sure.
Is
All
he
right,
still going at like a top 10,
I think so. I think he's
top
going in the
five?
first round of
Oof.
redraft. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Hey man,
Um, yeah, pretty crazy.
that
All
is
right.
crazy.
So those are the guys 28 to 29. So let's talk about some old men. Well, I'm 32. I can't talk, but uh of the total number of spots. So if 13 years at 24 spots a year, that's 312 different spots available. Only 23 have been over the age of 30. For that entire time span. So only 23 different times has somebody over 30 made it into the top 24. That's 7% of the time. So betting on these old men is not the way to go typically. Um, so I just want to talk about quickly the guys that were over 30 and made it because it's pretty interesting. Frank Gore was the king of this. He made it five times after the age of 30, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. So basically his age 30 to 34 seasons. Although his highest during that time was RB12. So it's not like he was out there like killing it, but just the fact, the consistency, that's always been the thing for Gore. So yeah, I just thought that was pretty incredible for him because nobody else has made it more than twice after turning 30. Darren Sproles made it twice, 2013 and 2016 with a high RB13. Adrian Peterson made it twice, 2015 and 2018 with a high of RB2 in
Wow.
2015. Pretty crazy. Fred Jackson, old Buffalo Bill, if you remember, made it two times. 2013 and 2014, highest was the RB11. Matt Forte made it twice, 2015 and 2016, made it as the RB7 in 2015, which is pretty crazy. Marshawn Lynch did it once in 2017. He was the RB23. D'Angelo Williams for the
Hey yo.
Carolina Panthers 2015 was the RB6. Pretty late in the year, his career for that. Mark Ingram made it in 2019, RB11. LeGarrette Blunt made it in 2016, RB9. Danny Woodhead in 2015 was the RB3. Now, there is a massive asterisk with this one because if it's not PPR, there's no chance he's making it. He had 80 receptions, 755 yards, and six touchdowns that year, compared to only 336 yards on the ground and three scores. So, very, very much carried by that receiving work. Similarly to Jarrett McKinnon, who made it in 2022 as the RB20. Cordero Patterson made it in 2021 as the RB10. Raheem Mostert, we all remember in 2023, made it as the RB5. And then Derrick Henry last year made it as the RB4. Now, one more asterisk to cover. If you look at Pro Football Reference, Aaron Jones' 2024 season, he was listed at age 30 and he finished as the RB11. So technically he would count. However, I didn't count it because he turned 30 in December. So the whole year he was 29, until the end. So I just decided not to count that one. If he does it this year, he'll be added to the list of guys that made it over 30. With all that being said, here's the guys over the age of 30 this season. We're going to run it through basically the same thing. How do we feel? Cordero Patterson, that's a big no. Raheem Mostert, big no. Derrick Henry, a big yes.
Huge yes.
Yeah, so the King Henry is going to kill it for the eighth year in a row. I just mentioned him, Aaron Jones. How do we feel? Is he going to make the top 24 again?
Yes.
I agree. Yeah, Minnesota didn't really bring anybody in to compete with him. I was a bit surprised by that.
Jordan Mason,
I mean,
dude.
Jordan Basin,
Come
sure.
on.
Okay, whatever. Austin Eckler, you said he's going to have a bigger role, big enough to get him in the top 24?
No.
Okay. Zeke Elliott, big no. Jamal Williams, big no. And James Conner, does he have one more in him for you, boy?
Oh, you know he has it. I
Okay.
should have wore that jersey,
You could
man.
have
No
wore that
respect,
jersey.
I should respect my elders. I can't believe he's older than Alvin Kamara.
That
It's
is
got
pretty
me.
wild.
It's like, yeah, 2 months. So we'll call that. They're the same age, but
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, I guess so. Kamara, yeah, he'll be turned. He hasn't turned 30 quite yet.
his birthday's tomorrow, dude. We should get at him.
Yeah. Okay. So Alvin Kamara, you said was going to do it as well. So we're looking at Kamara, Connor, Jones, and Henry out of the nine guys as of now that are going to be turned in 30. Actually, Joe Mixon's birthday is
Today.
today.
What the
Oh
heck,
no, it
man?
changed because he was born in 96. Never mind.
Right.
It
Yeah.
did update.
It's,
I don't
yeah.
know. So yeah, those guys. So we basically think three of them or
Yep.
four of them out of the
Yeah.
10 that are
Connor,
turning
Henry,
30.
Jones, and then Kamara.
Kamara. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
pretty crazy. So yeah, age is not the only factor though. I did look at workload total throughout
Oh.
NCAA and NFL careers. So again, just want to throw out some kind of milestone stats before we get into this, just for funsies. Um, the only two people have passed over 4,000 carries in their career combining college and the NFL. That's 1.5% of the people we tracked. And that's, of course, Frank Gore and Darren Sproles, actually. So pretty crazy that they're over 4,000 carries. That's just, I mean, just phenomenal workload. Four players are over 3,000, which is 3%. That's Adrian Peterson, Steven Jackson, my boy Matt Forte, and LaShawn McCoy. So again,
Same.
pretty great names there. So only 3% of them make it that high. 25 actually have made it to 2,000 carries, which is pretty crazy. I'm not going to list them all. That's 19% of the guys. So I was a bit surprised by that. 2,000 seems like a lot. Derrick Henry's on that list, but he's actually only 43 away from 3,000.
Mm.
So he's probably going to hit 3,000 barring some crazy injury. Then the guys that I wanted to highlight, you got Zeke Elliott's over 2,000, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor being the youngest guy to crack 2,000 is pretty nuts.
Ooh, how'd you get there, Johnny?
Yeah. Oh, a lot of work
In
in
Wisconsin?
college. Yeah, 926 carries at
Wow.
Wisconsin. It's pretty crazy. I think honestly it might be like one of the top. He is top five in carries in college. So
Mm.
pretty nuts. And then we had, whoops, wrong button. Sorry, everyone. We had Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, and Kareem Hunt all over 2,000 carries. Nobody but Henry has a chance to make 3,000. Everybody else, well, Barkley potentially. Barkley's sitting right now at 2,217. So he would need quite a bit to get there, but everyone else is, you can already see the tail end of their career coming up. So with that being all said, those were just some fun numbers. The average number of carries for running backs at retirement, so this did not include anybody that is still currently active, but at retirement for the guys that I've tracked is 1,623. So I wanted to go over some guys that were close and some players that were over. And again, once again, just kind of talk about how we feel. Again, kind of a retread on some of these guys for sure, but just a different way to look at it. So,
So you're telling me that at 1,623 average retirement age for guys that have had a top 24 season?
yep.
Whoa. Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah. So obviously it's skewed by some of these guys on the list, like JD McKissick only had 532 total. Theo Riddick only had 538.
What are you doing?
So they popped pretty hard and then just disappeared. But yeah, that is the average for the guys that have retired, 1,623. So players close to that. And basically, are these guys retiring soon is the question. Austin Eckler at 1526. I think he's probably done within the next year or two.
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely the carry count's going to be limited, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Like, does he even make, I mean, it's 100 carries he needs. Does he get that this year?
Yeah,
Probably.
I
Okay.
think so.
I want to look at how many did he have last season? I'm going to pull that up real quick. The next guy we're talking about, though, is Chuba Hubbard, actually already at 1340. He had 77 attempts last year, Austin Eckler.
77. Okay. Yeah, I think he had like 41 targets. So
So targets aren't in this, to be
yeah,
fair.
yep, yep. I
So
was seasoning and so he didn't even hit 100. He's not going to have another top 24 year. I was right. Checked up.
there you go. Ch
Chuba.
Chuba, do we think he makes it? I mean, he had. I probably should have pulled these numbers up. I'm fucking up, audience. I apologize, but Chuba Hubbard had 250 last year. So if he were
Yeah,
to
so
get
he's
that,
good.
he is probably going to make it if he at least makes 2 more years. But that being said, he probably makes it and then retires like not that long after it. Like maybe around the 1,800 mark if he does two 250 seasons in him, So that's pretty nuts. Travis Etienne, 1,300 is the downfall. 1,323 is his downfall already here. He needs 300 more to get to that number.
How old is he? 26?
He is, I think he's 25, actually. Got
He's
my whole
got,
spreadsheet. Nope, he is 26.
yeah, he's got 300 carries in him. Big
Okay,
time. Yeah.
fair enough. Brees Hall, youngest guy on this list at 24, is already at 1230.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And he's gonna
yeah,
get it. He's probably gonna get close to 1,500 this year,
I was going
I'd
to
say.
say, I guarantee he's there by week 10, 2026.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Players over it already. How much longer do you give me a year total for how many more years you think they're going to play? At 1735, Najee Harris.
Four,
Four more. Okay. Josh Jacobs, 1857.
three,
Okay. Alvin Kamara, 1925.
three,
Damn. Okay. Demont, 1943.
two,
Okay. Christian McCaffrey, 1979.
point three.
Point three. Oh, damn. I'm not even going to make it to the end of the year. Yeah, a lot of these guys, I mean, again, like those are guys that I would have thought already had 2,000 carries. I think they can get there, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah, not that much. It's that number stands pretty firm, that 1623. Like you got guys like Najee who we already kind of see going out. I know you said he'll play for 4 more years, but it doesn't look like he's going to get that much workload.
No, he'll be there. He just won't be. He'll be the Osneckler of it.
Yeah, fair.
77 carries. He's gonna chip away to 2000. It might take him. It'll be
Four more years. Yeah.
2031. Yeah, it'll be like he only needs three more carries. It'll be like willing out, Mike Evans to give him 1,000 yards or something. Just the defense just backs off.
Hell yeah. All right, so that was the just the carry number to look at. Again, like it's hard to because there's so many outliers, you know. Like I said, there's what 25 guys that were over 2,000 on this list, so it's hard to project this kind of stuff. But it's just I don't know. I just found it really interesting that that was the average number. Um, but speaking on projecting, we talk about burst scores a lot
Uh-oh.
on this show, and I wanted to go over some of those numbers. So there's 131 names on the list. 10 of them do not count for burst scores because of testing, so they got an NA. So we're looking at 121 names. Um, of those guys, 46 of them were in the 70th percentile or better for burst score. So that's 38% of the guys, which means 69 or lower was 75 guys at 62%. So I do think that's a pretty substantial number, but maybe not as substantial as we kind of were hoping it would be when we first started talking about the burst scores. Because if you look at it, 46 players at 70% or higher, totaling 141 appearances, which is an average of 2.5 per guy. So, like that's pretty, 2.5 appearances. That's better than a lot of the people in the league getting close to three. But if you look at 69 or lower, that's 75 guys. That's 169 total appearances, which is an average of 2.25. So there is a statistical jump. It just seems fairly minimal. But I do think still, if you're splitting hairs between two running backs that you're looking at, it might be wise to lean on the guy that's a 70% or higher.
Yeah.
Because that's a minimal statistic, but it's not nothing.
Was Bucky Irving at the seventh percentile
Yeah,
burst score?
seventh percentile. Yeah.
This is nuts, dude. I'm trying to. Sorry, you blew me away when you're talking about the guys that didn't have qualifying scores, and I had to get into it
Oh
a
yeah.
little bit to see how I think that they would affect the average. This is a
Okay.
tangent. This is a full tangent, guys. But okay, you said 10 guys. I got them here.
Yep.
So we're talking about Gibbs, Jameer Gibbs. I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
he would have had a decent burst score.
He would have probably.
Todd Gurley,
Mm.
good burst score. You got J.K. Dobbins. Got to assume he was injured at the time.
Yep.
Leonard Fournette. I'm not betting on that burst score.
True. Yeah.
Tevin Coleman can probably dismiss him. Michael Turner as well. Trent Richardson probably had solid. You
Yeah.
got Najee. Don't know. Hard to say. Anyway, Bilal Powell and Fred Jackson. So, all right,
Yeah.
I just wanted to look at those guys to see if I felt like I bet they don't tip the average as much as I was initially thinking. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Like had all 10 of them been incredible specimens,
right.
Like, um, so I did want to throw out some notable young players that are in that burst score range. So this is guys drafted within the last 3 seasons. Isaac Guerendo, 98th percentile. Bashul Tutin, rookie this year, 97th. Jalen Wright, 94th percentile. I was kind of peeping him as some maybe RB2 action to Achan. Quinshon Judkins, 94th percentile. Tyrone Tracy is in the 92nd.
Oh,
Amarion Hampton, 91st. Tajay Spears in the 90. Cam Scattaboo at 89, so competing with Tracy there. And then Zach Charbonnet makes it with 77.
oh,
So,
Zach Charbonnet, man. How are you gonna do me like this? That's beautiful, man. It gives me a nice little hope for this class, man. We got
dude,
some
this
heavy hitters.
some juicy juice. And Ashton Genty is one of those non-applicable guys. So
Oh
is Caleb
yeah,
Johnson. So,
these people just do the stuff, man. We
yeah,
need
just
it
do the
for our.
jumps. I want to see.
We you're really throwing off our analysis.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was interesting to me. I mean, 13 years of data on the Burr score, pretty significant. And again, like there is a difference. There is a statistical difference. Players in that 70% or higher range do tend to do better. It's just not as better as I would have thought. Other random facts I just wanted to throw out here. Most common
Oh
weight
shit.
classes of the top 24 for the last 13 years. So the most common with 42 players was 210 to 219, totaling 108 appearances. That's an average of 2.5. Second was guys at 220 to 229 with 28, so a big drop off. But they did total 69 appearances, so again, 2.5 average. Um, the next weight class was 200 to 209, so the bit slimmer guys, 24 total, 52 appearances, 2.1 on the average. The sub 200 guys who I used to rag on, uh,
Yes.
almost outclassing the heavier guys, both those divisions together, with 17 guys, 29 appearances, but here's the killer, 1.7 on the average. So,
Mm.
these smaller guys have a bang year and then they get banged up typically and don't have that sustained success as much. 231 to 239 have 14 appearances with 36 total and actually an average of 2.6. So pretty consistent that they get at least close to that 3 year mark. And then the guys that are 240 and above, six guys, 16 appearances, an average of 2.7, completely being carried by Derrick Henry because if you take him out, it's five guys, 9 appearances, and an average of 1.8. So again, I said it when we first started this stuff. Your super heavy guys and your super light guys are not consistent enough. You can get some years out of them, and then obviously if you get a Derrick Henry, then go ham, my friend. But other than that, it's hard.
Damn.
So that
Yeah.
sweet spot still basically 210 to 229. That's the perfect seems like the perfect size for the NFL running back.
5'10", 210 every time, man.
5'10", 210.
Give it to me.
I wanted to do a look at what rounds they were drafted and how that affected the top 24. Pretty interesting as well. 26 of the guys were drafted in the first round. 28 of them were drafted in the second round, no doubt due to the fact that running backs started falling out of the first round. Uh, 21 of them were drafted in the third round. And then we have a huge drop off. Fourth round guys, there were 15 of them, 10 fifth round guys,
Mm.
six sixth round guys, sixth, seventh round guys, and then 19 undrafted free agents. Bigger pool, I guess. But yeah, we're always talking
Look at
about
the
looking.
numbers.
Yeah, we're always talking about looking for these run diamonds in the rough. I feel like more often than not, they're going to end up being kind of a wasted roster spot. Because if you look at it, in rounds 1 to 3, you had 75 total guys, average or that had 215 appearances total, which was an average of 2.9. So almost three if you're drafted in runs 1 to 3. If you're drafted fourth or later, there's only 56 total, 95 appearances, so an average of 1.7. So it's pretty significant difference there. But again, you got guys like Aaron Jones drafted in the fifth round that he's going on potentially his what seventh season. So it's none of this is ever the be all end all, obviously, but it is interesting. And I think again, if you're splitting hairs with guys or you're counting on your sixth round rookie, uh, you know, uh, I just I wouldn't.
Don't do it.
I had something wittier to say and then I lost it. But
You're looking it up, man. Yeah, it's, I mean, just to get a little more into these statistics because I find them to be extremely interesting. But I pulled out 13 guys that have had five or more top 24s in the last 10 years. And there were 13 of them. And I'll just run through them real quick. And kind of already we know who they are, right? You got Barkley, Kamara, Chubb, Henry, Aaron Jones, CMC, Melvin Gordon since 2016 has had five. That's impressive for him. You got Swift, James Conner, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Ezekiel Elliott, and David Montgomery. And I pulled these guys out because I wanted to just kind of look at what's going on with just consistent, successful guys. And you've already said it, Aaron Jones was a fifth round pick. The rest of these guys, there were three third rounders. That's Montgomery, Connor, and Kamara. And then it's mostly second and first, a lot of first rounders. But the average weight for these guys is 222 pounds. So that kind of like tells you everything you need to know. And you're talking about burst scores. It is kind of split. James Conner had a low one, so did David Montgomery, but a lot of respectable numbers in here. But the one that kills me is their average 40 time for these 13 guys is 4.54.
Damn.
So it's not about necessarily, and they're all right there. There's only a handful of guys that were over, a 4.6, and it tracks with the burst score. It's those same guys that had the lower burst scores. So,
Hmm.
um, I'm just kind of wondering, speed really killing. Saquon's posting a 4.4. Swift is pretty quick, but for the most part, like don't let a slower 40 time derail your
Scare
hopes
you.
and dreams because it takes you out more than speed to to
Hmm.
to get her done. But I don't know, it was pretty cool. Sorry, I had a lot of
No.
fun re-manipulating your hardworking your spreadsheets here.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I love that. That's really interesting. Yeah, it really does track that the 40 time it's just not as important. I mean, even
For whiteouts, sure, but
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
absolutely. I mean, even you look at guys like Kyron Williams and Bucky Irving, like they're not crushing it in the burst score, but the just amount of tackles they can break, that 40
mhm.
time just didn't matter. So
It's because
yeah,
they're less than 200 pounds, dude. They're just
they're getting it. They're getting well, let's see how long
slimming
they
right through.
do that
They
for.
probably weigh 200 pounds now, right? Like they've gained
Probably,
some weight.
yeah. That's kind of the issue of the system as well, is this is all combine weights. So, before we get into the projected top 24 according to Fantasy Pros, did you have any other stats that you wanted to throw out there?
I've got like a bunch of random stuff, but I think I'm just gonna leave it on ice. This is going really well. You're really crushing it, and I don't want to
Oh,
detract too much. So I'm definitely excited about this next conversation though.
okay. So we are going to talk about the Fantasy Pros projected top 24 running backs in PPR. And basically just stop me when you
Oh
want to
my
talk about
God.
somebody.
Okay,
Because they got number one, Bijan Robinson.
hit it.
Two is Jameer Gibbs.
Makes sense.
Barkley at three.
Yeah,
They
Barkley
got,
should be higher.
yeah, probably. They got Ashton Genty sitting at four.
Should be lower.
That's fair, but I think he still makes the top 24. I'd say he's probably top 10 just by pure volume.
Definitely
But
top 10.
Devon Achan,
Sleeper, dude. You got him at
yeah,
fifth. It's too low.
yeah. CMC at RB6.
Dude, give me a break. I'm serious, man. What are we doing here? Yeah, I'd be surprised if he's top 10,
Really?
legitimately. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's a guy that makes that top 24 pretty easily. But yeah, top 10 seems like we're projecting youth into him.
You're
Uh
really insulting a number of these other guys right here.
yeah. Derrick Henry at seven.
He should be top five.
Josh Jacobs at eight.
That's probably right.
Yeah, that's fine. Bucky Irving at nine.
I don't think so.
Yeah. How far do you think he slips?
Top 15?
Okay. That's respectable. Yeah, I don't mind that. I kind of feel the same way. Maybe like 18 would be his
Yeah.
floor.
Kind of ditto for Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, yeah, a little bit lower. He's at RB10. Disrespecting Jonathan Taylor at
This is what I'm talking
RB11.
about. Like these next four guys, like, all
Yeah,
right, so move them all up ahead of CMC, but
that's
behind Derrick Henry.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, Jonathan Taylor at RB11, Kyron Williams at RB12,
It's
Brees.
offensive. That
Yeah,
Kyron Williams thing is offensive.
yeah, he's just done nothing but crush it since he showed up. So it is kind of
Stupid.
crazy. Um, Brees Hall at RB 13 and Alvin Kamara at RB 14.
That feels real. I mean, Kamara's probably going to be higher than that, and Hall, like, I don't know. Justin Fields is hurt now. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Never bet on a Jet.
Never bet on a Jet, but I don't know. I think people think his season was way worse than it was last year.
He's
So
definitely getting shit on, but there needs to be something under center that makes sense for him to take off, I think.
yeah. Well, I did see today that they think it's like a toe issue, which
Okay.
could be intense, but not nearly as intense as like what everyone thought when we first saw the alert, I imagine.
Yeah. What,
Uh
well, damn, it don't matter now.
RB 15, they have Kenneth Walker coming off injury. That feels about right. I could see him having a bigger season.
Uh, yeah, it's the Sam Darnold thing, man.
Hmm.
It depends on how good this offense really is. And you talked about Charbonnet and that incredible burst score and everything,
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
it's still a possibility.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at Brees Hall's target numbers. Okay, they were 95. You guys remember that when it was like gonna hit 100? They
Hmm.
dropped down to 76 last year, and then we
That was
know
pretty crazy.
Justin Fields loves throwing to the running back. So
Well, hopefully Fields can be out there and
yeah,
help out Brees Hall. RB 16, James Cook.
yeah. I like it.
He'll
Well,
make
no,
he'll make it
top.
if he plays.
Yeah, but like he had that huge that huge touchdown number that is not
Mm,
sustainable.
yeah, yeah.
I think he's top 20, but I don't know. Dude, the Bills, like, what are we doing here? I can't figure out if I trust the Bills. And they seem like they were bulletproof, and now I'm not sure of anything.
That's fair. Yeah, he had 18 touchdowns last year, which pretty much carried him. Also sneakily old, 25 years old.
That ain't sneaky. That's just old.
Chuba Hubbard at RB 17. We talked about it. That feels about right.
I'd give him
Set
that.
17 to 20. James Conner at RB 18.
Yeah, they got that right.
Okay,
Maybe 20, maybe slide him down,
gotcha. Omarion Hampton
but
at RB 19. I
that
think with all
feels
the
low.
yeah, that feels low with all the Najee stuff going on.
Najee, what did he hurt his eye on the 4th of July with some
Yeah, but the thing is,
fireworks?
they're like not talking about it. Like they're being like, no,
Like they don't even care.
he's fine. Like, or well, why is he not at
Yeah.
practice? Don't worry about it. Like, it
Someone
just
took his
seems weird.
locker.
Yeah, and then
Name
it's
was
just
Omar.
I don't know, it just looks weird. And then the contract, and then drafting Hampton in the first. I don't know. Joe Mixon RB 20. That feels like a guy that could fall out.
For sure.
DeAndre Swift at 21. I would have that would have been like prime suspect to fall out to me, except that the Bears didn't really do anything unless you really believe in Monongai.
Yeah, no, I feel like Swift is getting a little shade here. He could be definitely top 18 easy without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I hear
Make me
that.
feel like Demon. I mean, feels
Yeah.
less than thrilled about that. Aaron Jones. Sorry, no,
No,
didn't
you're
mean
good. David Montgomery at the RB 22. Kind of was what you were saying, where he'll sneak in still. I could see him being like the RB 25 and just barely missing it. But yeah, absolute disrespect. Aaron Jones, all he's done is 24 second, 5th, 11th, ninth, and 15th last year, and now they're putting him at the 23rd spot. I get it, he's turning 30, but they didn't. I mean, I get it. Some people are scared of Jordan Mason. I don't know. I don't really buy it. I feel like he's 18, seems right to me. 17 is where I'd have him, but you never know. And then RJ
16.
Harvey. Go ahead, listen.
Just said 16 on the Aaron Jones thing, man.
Okay, gotcha.
Just make it
Yeah,
real.
that feels fine. And then RJ Harvey, nobody's worried about uh,
JK,
J.K. Dobbins over at Fantasy Pros, apparently.
RJ, JK. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that I'm looking at the sleeper PPR projection numbers. They've got Harvey at 20.
Jeez, people
So
are
I
really in on that.
did it's just like classic me. situation. Like this was supposed to be the guy that like didn't get overdrafted and that was going to
Hmm.
be a sleeper, and him and Cam Scatterbo switched, names at the
Yeah.
draft, and someone got confused, and he got the Cam spot on the NFL board, and Cam got his, and I think it's too much, dude. He's those britches are a little too big for him. I'm scared. He's sneaky old, right? He's 25 already, or gonna be
20,
soon.
yeah, something like that. Let me find it.
He's
Oh, I didn't even
24
put him on this
currently.
list. RJ Harvey, what an idiot. 24.
Wow. So I guess maybe you don't think he's got what it takes,
I
but
just forgot about him.
no, you're good. Well, but I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at this list and it's like, who's gonna knock these guys out of the top 24? You got Judkins and Henderson, of course,
Caleb
uh,
Johnson,
Caleb Johnson. So a ton of rookies. And then you're talking about Pacheco, Pollard, Warren,
Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne for sure, Robinson, Tracy, Jordan Mason, freaking yeah. And then it's the handcuffs,
Yeah.
Stevenson
Scatterboo,
and
Stevenson,
yeah,
Spears.
Charbonnet, Spears, Blue. Like it's pretty safe up at the top. It's pretty safe up
It
there.
does seem that way. I do think Henderson, Johnson, honestly, Etienne,
Yeah,
and
ETN's
like
getting slept on a little bit here.
and a little bit of Javante, I think could really
Yes,
challenge these top 24
Javante.
guys. But
I'll give you that. It depends on how Bashul hits, man. I'm feeling like watching the
true.
Jags. It's going to be so interesting the first couple
Yeah,
weeks.
for
I'm
sure.
here for it.
Well, all right, man. That was our RB episode. Hopefully it wasn't too dense for everyone. You got anything you want to say before we sign off here?
No, this has been stellar. I appreciate the continued excellence, man. This is always one of my favorite episodes, and not
It is
just
fun.
because I get to sit back, dude. I feel like you're Pat and I'm AJ on this one, and it's been a good one. And yeah, man, it's got me pumped. It's a little bit of primer for me, thinking about redrafts. So
Yeah, this
I'm
is the
good timing.
perfect time to do this episode, I think, every year. Is like right before training camp, just because it just gets me pumped. It's one of my favorite positions. And then yeah, it's just these are guys that can make or break your fantasy team. Still, I don't care about you zero RB drafters, you clowns. But anyway, we're going back to the divisional previews next week. Do you know who we're doing already?
I think it's AFC West,
AFC West. Oh, that's a big one. That should
close
be
to
a lot of
home.
fun.
Yeah,
So
we got
yeah,
West, West, North, North, and then that's that.
then we're there. Then we're there. So only a few more weeks, ladies and gentlemen. So hold on to your butts. But until then, we've been Rough Draft Research. You've been the audience, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.
I took a lease out